dashboard. Oh shit! All right, I think we're live.
Oh, we're
What's
live?
up, everybody? So we're live here on Blaze Reviews.
What's going down?
We're gonna set this recording real quick.
Get ready.
All right, so we're now recording on Anchor and on YouTube for the first time, doing a double kind of recording here. So we're back with Blaze Reviews. We have all our comics here ready to go. This is our second time on camera. We're excited to be here. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So as we get into this one, this is Blaze Reviews. Welcome back. I am your co-host, Freddy Inferno.
And I am Doom Bandit.
And we're here with another episode, with our first official video episode as well of Blaze Reviews. Last time we did a video, it was a kind of like a comic haul, comic thing like that. So this one here, we'll be doing our regular, just like our regular talk on comics, going over them, and then talking about any kind of like social and like entertainment things that have been going on as well. So leading with that, I will lead with my first one. So I picked up and read Suicide Squad 3, which is this one right here. A nice cover, as you can see right there. Red X on the cover of it looks really nice. So this one was actually a really, really fun read. It ties into the current Teen Titans Academy run in the Infinite Frontier, like universe of comics. It's a fun. It was a really fun read to see Suicide Squad members cross over with the Teen Titans, because usually you'll see them go up against like more teams like of the Justice League and stuff. So to see them with the Teen Titans, who are younger heroes, people who aren't quite yet there at that like high tier hero level, it was a really fun read. I'm excited that ties into the Teen Titans 3 as well. So with Teen Titans being good, and I am reading Teen Titans, I have Teen Titans number 2 right here, Teen Titans Academy. Haven't read it yet, but I will get to it soon.
I like that cover.
So this one, so 2 and 3 will lead into Suicide Squad 3. So I'm very excited for that. So for Suicide Squad 3, my review on it, I would say it had a 5-star pop moment at the very end of the comic. There, well, I mean, he's on the cover, so like Red X does make an appearance in this one, and it was just a great appearance by him. So you'll see him on like fighting against this edition of the Suicide Squad, and it was a great kind of just moment to see like him pop out and have his first interaction with those members of the DC like comic universe. So that was really fun to see. Importance, I feel like since it's a tie-over one with 2 different comic storylines, I feel like the importance of it is pretty high, since it's going to keep drawing from other characters, I believe. And on top of that, I think it is also going to have more spin-offs. We might see Red X join the Suicide Squad potentially, so I think that might be one that'll be pretty badass.
Man.
And so that is my review of Suicide Squad 3. I would recommend it. I didn't read the first or the second one. This one just caught my eye in store, so I was like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna buy it, and I'm glad that I picked it up, because it was a really, really fun read. I really enjoyed it, and I might end up picking up the rest of the Suicide Squad storyline as well. So if y'all are interested in anything like that, and with the new Suicide Squad movie coming out as well, Peacemaker, who is being played by John Cena in the live action movie, he is in this comic and in this series run, so I would really, really recommend it if you like those characters and are interested in the movie.
Wow. Okay, that's nice.
Okay, and then moving on to my second one, I read Death Metal Trinity Crisis. So it's this one that I picked up online. The cover of it really caught my eye, so I was like, you know what, like I'm just gonna go ahead and grab it. So this kind of feeds off of the Dark Knight's Death Metal stuff once again. So the Joker Who Laughs is all in here and stuff. And in this one, they're kind of going on like missions to try and figure out how to defeat the Joker Who Laughs, or not the Joker Who Laughs, the Batman Who Laughs. And so in this one, it goes to 3 different like Trinity moments within. Well, that's why it's called the Trinity Crisis. It goes to 3 different crises, because that's what fuels the Batman Who Laughs and the Dark Multiverse, is all the crisis energy. And so with that, they go on missions to find that crisis energy, because that at the same time is what pushes the heroes to keep doing better and to keep improving themselves, is that they want to take those crises and to keep making them good, to where they save the world, save the multiverse, all those kinds of good things. So there's a bunch of things that happen in this one. I'll just give y'all a quick little look at this. So like there's a cool little moment in here where we see these different designs for these different characters. So we have like Wonder Woman right there, who looks badass.
Man,
there's like Clark Kent with long hair, you can see in there, Batman. And then the King Robin character as well, who ends up fighting Harley Quinn in in this one. Harley Quinn's a little bit of a different kind of a like setup here as well. But there's a ton of great moments in this one. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely kind of a one shot that's still intertwined within the whole like Death Metal series. Death Metal is a very huge series with a bunch of spinoffs. Alex also has one that he's going to talk about here as well. But this is what I've read this week. It's been a crazy week. Lots been going on, but we still got to knock out some comics. We were planning on some joint ones today since we were in person, but I didn't have time to get to them, sadly. But we do have something else after that as well. So with that, I will pass it off to Alex here.
Alrighty, guys. And again, I am Doom Bandit. So today I'm going to be covering 3 issues. The first one is going to be, like Freddie said, Death Metal. This is called Infinite Hour Extreme. Now, I got this one because the cover is badass and because of Lobo right here. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, Lobo is like not necessarily a villain, but not necessarily a hero either in DC. So I'm a big Lobo fan. So I seen that and I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get it. I was trying to take a break from the Death Metal, but I was like, screw it. Let me try it out. And it is an awesome read. It was really fun. It was badass. The artwork is freaking sick. So essentially, this one is about Lobo. Now he has to be the one to help save the Dark Multiverse, and he's approached by Lex Luthor and Brainiac, who tell him that his I don't know how to pronounce his race. I think it's Zarian. It's spelled Czar. So yeah, I think it's like Zarian or something like that. They basically say like his DNA is gonna help save the multiverse, like his regenerative DNA. And there's also a Batman who injected himself with with Lobo's DNA, and he is the Batman who frags. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all just one page of how he looks because man, it is sick, dude.
Oh, that is such a badass like design. And
there we go. Yes, right there.
Oh yeah.
So Lobo's right here on the bottom, and this is Batman with the Lobo DNA. And the reason he's called the Batman who frags is because Lobo says that instead of fuck. So importance of the story. I don't feel like it's a one shot because for them to say that Lobo's DNA is going to help save the multiverse, and the fact that it's in the Death Metal, tied into it, I think it's going to be a pretty big, pretty important. Threat level, I'm going to say it's between like let me see what I got here. Threat level, I'm going to say is between a 4 and 5, given that it's the multiverse, but it's still contained to just Lobo and where he's at right now. But overall rating 5-star. Pop moments as well 5-star because there's more than one fight scene between him and the Batman who frags. And there's also like a good 6 months between the beginning and end of the story. So definitely a good read. The Lobo story is going to continue in Death Metal 5 though, so I don't know if Infinite Hour issue 2 is going to still have Lobo or maybe introduce another character. But yeah, so definitely a good read. I'm definitely going to be looking for Death Metal 5 to continue that story. So moving on from that one, I got X-Men Legends 3. And that's this one right here. This is the one me and Freddie were going to do joint, given that we did the first 2 together. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into this one. The last one we covered, we did say it ended with Baron Sinister, like he was watching the X-Men like through a TV, kind of like on some WandaVision type stuff. But he was not mentioned in here at all. Adam, which is Cyclops' brother, wasn't in here. Havoc was not in here. It was just Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast Boy, and Archangel, Angel, and Iceman, which are known as the X Factor. Also, the original first 5 X-Men with Professor X. And Apocalypse is he has control of their ship, and he's trying to kill them because he's trying to get something on their ship that they don't say yet. So they don't say what his motive is. Obviously, like I said, I don't know how it ties into the first 2 issues, but I'm pretty sure as the issues go on, they'll kind of start bringing pieces together. But as far as importance of the story, I'm gonna give it like a mildly important because the way we said the first 2 issues are like tie-ins from 80s comics. Oh yeah, bro, I love how they stuck to that old school artwork.
Yeah,
nice. This series ties into a few comics from the 80s, and this specific issue is before X Factor 43 from 1986. So like I said, it is still mildly pretty important, but I don't know where they're going with it yet, but it's still a fun read nonetheless, and I still recommend. Pop moments 5-star, just because even though they didn't physically fight Apocalypse, just the fact that he was like toying with him from afar with the ship was still kind of like, it was fun to see. Um, and I give it a 5-star overall as well. Threat, I'm gonna say between 2 and 3 because the country and the world do seem to be at stake here. But like I said, the end game hasn't been revealed yet, so we the threat level still is potentially unknown. So that's that one. And then the next one and last one for me today is Heroes Reborn issue 1. I believe they've done this before, Marvel. So essentially, I think this is kind of like Secret Wars, kind of like a reboot. Um, so this one, importance of the story.
Alternate cover for
Yeah,
y'all.
that's the variant cover. That one's my favorite with that Dr. Juggernaut right there, who I'm about to explain in a bit. So this one takes place in a world where the Avengers were never around, basically, but the only person who can remember the world before how it is now is Blade. For those of y'all who don't know, Blade, also known as the Daywalker, half human, half vampire. I think that has something to do with why he can remember the world before, but nobody else can remember it. So he's basically like for weeks going around asking people like, do you remember Captain America, or hey, where's Scott Lang? Like he's trying to find the Avengers to basically figure out what's going on. But I mean, he's kind of just hitting a bunch of dead ends. But definitely importance to the story. It's highly important. There's already spin-offs coming out from it. There's one called Young Squadron, because the Avengers in this issue are called the Squadron Supreme, which essentially, in my opinion, seems like a knockoff Justice League, because there's someone named what's his name? I forgot his name, but he has a red suit and a cape, and they say he's an alien from another world. There's a girl also who essentially looks like Wonder Woman. I forgot her name. And
quick
then
shot of the Young Squadron kind of preview
yes,
that was in X-Men 3.
yes, that I'm definitely gonna catch, especially with the Spider-Man face there. I'm assuming that's the Falcon too. Maybe that's only what I can assume. Um, so yeah, where was I at? So okay, so yeah, the Squadron Supreme. There's a character in there called Nighthawk, also who essentially is like Batman. But anyways, moving on from that, it's I rated 5 stars overall, 5-star pop moments as well. It starts off with Doctor Doom, with the powers of Cyttorak, which I mentioned in the Scarlet Spider issue I covered last week, which to me is kind of crazy that the Cyttorak was mentioned in the Spider-Man issue, and now it's mentioned here in the Heroes Reborn. But now Doctor Doom has the powers, and he turns into Doctor Juggernaut, which is basically Juggernaut and Doctor Doom. It was badass. Scarlet Witch is in here, but they say in this storyline, her brother dies, and when he dies, she absorbs his speedster powers, and she's now known as the Super Speed Silver Witch. It's freaking badass. There's so much to talk about, given that it is really new. I'm not going to get that deep into it, just so y'all can go and read it for yourselves. Threat level though, between 4 and 5, like I said, it seems like the country or the universe or multiverse could be at stake, but they still haven't said who's behind everything. Agent Coulson, also the leader of Agents of Shield, is also the president in this issue. Blade also has a run-in with Thor, and finally kind of like makes him kind of remember how the world was before. He finds Captain America 2 frozen in ice still at the end of this issue. So like I said, it's a really big issue. I give it 5 stars overall, definitely.
Okay, and so those are comics that we both have as well. I just couldn't really get to them this week. I've been busy with other personal life stuff, so sorry about that. But I will get to those sometime this week, and then we'll kind of talk about them next week as well again. Just kind of go over my perspective along with Alex's as well.
Definitely.
So before we get into any,
and yeah, I'm definitely excited for you to read the Heroes Reborn. Yeah. That one is.
So before we get into any entertainment stuff, we do have these bundles right here. So these I found at Walmart. So I was pleasantly surprised that these were at Walmart.
Yeah, you heard that right, Walmart.
These are newer comics. So like this one right here, Batman issue 102, with the Ghostmaker, I think is his name right there.
Oh, isn't that the one for the end of
from the end of like Joker Wars?
Yes.
So these are bundles that are at your like local Walmart. I found them at a Walmart about 45 minutes from my house, and I found some close to my house as well, the one down the street. So these are comics that I found. And so I saw them, I picked them up, so we can open them up right here. So Me and Alex will both pop these open. I have a little box cutter right here.
Okay, cool.
Just to get through this plastic.
And yeah, I'm just as surprised as you guys with Walmart. I was working at a Walmart about a month ago in Webster, and yeah, I seen these bundles as well. If any of y'all are going to be looking for these bundles at any WalMarts, they're usually the ones I've seen are usually by like the registers by self checkout, in those shelves where they have just just accessories.
So I found these in the card section. It was usually at the front of the WalMarts. There aren't really much cards anymore, but there are comics now for some reason. And the bundle I want to say was about $9. It was $8.90 something, $8.98 with tax, about $9. And so this is what comes on it. So it's 4 great DC comics plus 1 awesome poster. I assume this is the poster.
Yeah.
So for anyone who wants to see it, it's an all white, black and white poster of the Justice League right there. It's a nice little thing to kind of put up in your room if you want.
Yeah. And here's the one from the Batman bundle. Let me get that good angle right there. Yeah, whole Justice League.
And then, so this is what it says. 4 great DC comics plus 1 awesome poster. So they do have DC and Marvel ones as well for this. I did open a Marvel one earlier, a couple of days ago, see what was in it, what came in it. And so what we have in here is Wonder Woman Future State #1. So this is a fairly new comic. These are ones that have been on my list to buy. And I saw them at Walmart, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to pick them up.
Yeah.
So this is a new Wonder Woman. As y'all can tell, that's not Diana Prince there. So
okay.
This is a new Wonder Woman who will be debuting in the Infinite Frontier, I'm sure. Ponzo the Designer right here. The Designer is another new Batman villain who kind of led into the Joker Wars as well.
What'd you say his name is? Pawns?
He's the designer. So he's the Pawns of the Designer.
Okay.
So that's Batman issue number 92 right there. And let's see. And we have You're the Villain, the Cheetah, and a nice little like hollow cover there.
Man, that is
sick. So this one?
Yeah, this was definitely a steal from Walmart.
And then it opens up to the actual cover of like Wonder Woman tied up in her lasso, and then Cheetah has the lasso on the cover.
Oh, that is sick.
So that is really nice. And
that's definitely different.
The last one is Wonder Woman number 61, variant cover. So very, very nice cover. A red tone with a bunch of flowers everywhere, but Wonder Woman, of course, is the key character there.
Yeah.
So this is just a cool little bundle. Alex will do his right now.
Yeah. So this one had Batman 102, and like you said, that's what's that guy's name again?
Ghostmaker.
Ghostmaker. Alrighty, and then it also has Flash 753. I guess this series has been going on for a while. Just looks like just a one, not a one shot, but a random story from that series. And we got Batman versus Superman Unleashed, Ultra Humanite Unleashed. Huh, this one looks weird. I like that Batman cover. He doesn't have a shirt. There we go. Alrighty, and then last one, Justice League 44, Peril in the Pits of Tartarus, I think. Tartarus, yeah. Okay. Alrighty, it's definitely some good ones in both of these bundles.
Yeah, so those are just comics that I found literally at Walmart. I was there like buying something else, and I happened to walk by them. So I was pleasantly just like surprised to see them there. So I saw them. I was like, you know what? I'll buy some. I know that we're gonna do a live episode for y'all this week. So I bought them that we can open them up. You got some kind of a little pack opening going right there. So want to get into comics? Y'all want just some random issues? Go to Walmart now. They'll have them there. $9 get you 4 DC comics, or the $9 get you 3 Marvel comics.
Yeah.
So it was a good little bundle that I found. So I'm glad that I found them. And I hope that y'all enjoy those as well. If y'all want to get into comics, that's an easy way right there.
Yeah, Walmart. If you don't want to deal with the hassle or anxiety of comic store, how do I start? Where do I look? Just start with a bundle. It'll definitely it's a good stepping stone.
Mm-hmm. So anything else that we have?
I just want to show y'all this. This is the Spider-Verse issue that I keep saying that I'm reading. I don't want y'all to think I'm lying. Look how thick that is. So yes, there is definitely so many issues in here. It says it has the Amazing Spider-Man 7 through 15, Superior Spider-Man 32 and 33, Spider-Verse 1 and 2, Spider-Verse Team Up 1 through 3, Scarlet Spiders 1 through 3, Spider-Woman 1 through 4, Spider-Man 2099 5 through 8, and Free Comic Book Day 2014, and Guardians of the Galaxy issue 1. So definitely this is so huge. I'm barely not even a quarter of the way through it. Again, like I said last time, I did start reading it a while back. I got about halfway through, and now I'm rereading it for y'all. So yeah, I don't want y'all to think I'm like stalling on this. I am reading it. It is freaking huge, but I'm making headway. So yeah, so this is the plastic cover, but I like the actual hardcover better. But I do keep the plastic on just to protect it. So this is Ben Parker in a universe where Peter dies instead of Ben, and he becomes Spider-Man, which I think's badass. This is a Captain Britain Spider-Man, and then on the back we got Spider-Punk, Spider-Man Noir, just some of my favorite Spider-Man costumes. So yeah,
And then we did go to a comic store as well Saturday.
yes,
You did pick up some stuff, right?
yes, I brought those.
Okay, sweet. So we'll just kind of go over those as well, kind of show y'all what we're reading right now, what we're picking up, the series that we're getting into. So the first one I want to show y'all is Harley Quinn #2. So I'm really into like Harley Quinn right now. Her character has been really good in the comics. As she's like transitioning right now from being that villain to anti-hero to pretty much full on hero now, to where she's a part of the Bat family. So I'm really excited to see what they do with her moving forward. So that's why I decided to get most of her newer stuff. Kind of start getting into reading that about her. I also picked up Star Wars: The High Republic #2 and #3. So it's these two right here. I mean, anything that has like Yoda on the cover and Star Wars and a Jedi with the lightsaber light up.
Let alone a Jedi we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, so this is all stuff. I do have the book, Star Wars: The High Republic. I lent it out to someone though, so once I get it back, I will read it. But and then there's all these times already. So comics, books. I'm pretty sure that they'll have shows eventually for it too.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited for that.
Oh, speaking of shows, have you started Bad Batch?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna start it so we
Okay.
can start covering that
Okay.
also.
And then the last thing I want to show y'all is Civil War 2 with Iron Man and Captain Marvel on the cover. You see Spider-Man on there, Captain America Falcon right there,
Ooh.
and She-Hulk over there as well.
Man,
so
that would be nice to see in the MCU.
So these are characters that we have in the MCU right now, well, outside of Iron Man, of course. He is KIA.
But it could be Ironheart who takes that place.
But yeah, so this is something I've covered. Civil War, Infinity Gauntlet. I've read Secret Wars as well that Alex has covered as well.
Yes.
So all these huge Marvel storylines, you know, like if I see them, I want to get them. That way we can keep covering these because these are the big ones that everyone loves to hear about, to read about. So I picked this one up. I will be going over it. Honestly, give me probably like a month on this one, but it will eventually happen though.
Yeah, we got so much to read already.
Yeah. So I am excited about this one, and I will get to it pretty soon.
Alrighty, and then the ones I picked up now, the weird comic that y'all heard me talk about last time, Sex Criminals. I did find issue 5. Now, when we say issue, we usually mean trade paperbacks. I like getting trade paperbacks just because it has like at least a good 4 to 6 in it. So I got the issue 5 trade paperback, and then I got Larfleeze issue 2. Now this is a single issue. For those of y'all who don't know, Larfleeze is the Orange Lantern, and each lantern color represents something. The way yellow is with fear, green is will. I forgot what orange is. I want to say it's envy. So yeah, I had the first issue. You know, when I first got into comics, I read it, and you know, so I saw issue 2. I said, screw it, I'm gonna get it. So I might cover this. If not, I might just read it for personal enjoyment. Then we got Morbius Bond of Blood issue 1. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, as y'all know already. So the fact that Morbius is getting his own issue, I don't know if this is his first solo run or if he's had one before, but the fact that his movie's coming out soon, I said, you know, let's check it out. Let's see what's in here. And then this is Deceased, Dead Planet that Freddie have you covered it yet or no?
Yes, I did. I didn't want to spoil what happened then because you had to read it.
Okay, yeah. So he's letting me borrow this one, so we will be covering this one soon. I'll go ahead and read this within a week or two, so we can cover that. And then he gave me the Batman Fortnite 0 Point, which just the cover alone I think is cool, and the fact that they're bringing in like DC and Fortnite in comics, I'm definitely excited to read that one. And a Harley Quinn Black Label. I'm assuming these are her kids. So like Freddie said, the way they're giving her character development, I'm really enjoying as well. You know, the fact that she's becoming a full-on hero or already a full-on hero, even the artwork in the issue she's in now where she is a hero, you can just tell like they make her look nicer the way they draw her. So definitely I love what they're doing with her.
Okay, and so that is pretty much our comic section for this week. So we went over some comics. We showed y'all what you can pick up at Walmart now, and then what we picked up at a comic store this weekend as well. So with that being said, what do we have
To cover.
entertainment side this week?
Okay, well, there was no new Invincible. There was no new Falcon. We got a month till Loki.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had anything. I mean, we do have a new slate now of Marvel movies and
Yeah,
shows
we do.
coming out. So I mean, we could probably talk about that. The Wakanda Forever, and
That's true.
and then there was another movie titled Wakanda in that slate that said TVA. So given that Chadwick Boseman has passed away, R.I.P. They have said that they do not plan to either recast him or pass the Black Panther mantle. So I'm pretty sure they will give the Black Panther mantle to somebody else, but obviously for them to call the next two movies Wakanda, I think they're just going to be focusing more on just Wakanda as a whole, which I'm still pretty excited for. But at the same time, I'm still bummed out that we couldn't see Chadwick Boseman to his full potential.
Yeah.
Definitely, he was a badass Black Panther.
Yeah, and with that being said, so we will start covering the Bad Batch soon. I have watched the first two episodes already, and the first episode does tie into a comic I have reviewed already, the Star Wars Kanan Padawan series. They kind of rework the way that it happens in the comics versus how it happens in the new TV show. So I will talk about that once we get to that, because I, for one, didn't really like that they changed it. But we will talk about that later. And I do have the comic with me. It's just kind of put up right now.
How many episodes is there right now?
It's 2 right now, and they come out every Wednesday. So the third one should have come out today.
Today, okay. Well, I'll be able to watch those over the weekend for next week then.
Yeah. So I'm watching the Bad Batch, and we will get to that eventually talking about it.
Yeah.
For anyone who likes Star Wars, and Star Wars has gotten bigger and bigger with the Mandalorian and everything like that. As y'all can see, the little baby Yoda up top with the cowboy hat.
Little Grogu. What's it called? So what other Star Wars TV shows do we have coming out this year? Because I know Bad Batch isn't the last one.
Okay, so I do know for sure that they have, I want to say, Bad Batch coming out this year. They are filming the Obi-Wan series,
okay,
which is continuing on from the Revenge of the Sith movie.
Okay.
So that came out, like 2005?
Yeah, because I remember I seen it in the theaters. So
yeah. 16 years later now. It's about right where The New Hope starts, which is episode 4 of Star Wars, the first Star Wars movie that came out. So it's kind of on the timeline, like right when that one would start. So if they start this one maybe a few years before that, say 4 or 5, and it kind of ties in pretty well if you're going by the official Star Wars kind of like canon timeline.
Yeah.
So that is being filmed, though. The Ahsoka series is being filmed. Ahsoka was a character in The Mandalorian, in the Jedi episode with the white lightsabers. So that's Ahsoka. But outside of that, I don't know if they're actually releasing any more shows this year.
Okay.
Because I do know that right now at the forefront of everything is Marvel.
Yeah.
As they look to push that again. And we have our list pulled up right in front of us now too as well. So we'll just kind of transition now into the Marvel stuff. The first thing that we're gonna get is Loki.
Loki next month, which I'm big time excited for. I like his new costume that they've teased us with. It essentially just looks like a business suit or an office suit, and then he has his Loki horns.
Mm-hmm. So we are getting Loki this year. So we'll pretty much go over what we're getting this year right here, and then we'll kind of plan out for what we plan to review in terms of entertainment things moving forward, as we've wrapped up WandaVision, Invincible, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Definitely.
And so
just so we don't have another blank slate like this, another episode where we don't have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, so we do have coming out July 9th, in 2 months pretty much now. Black Widow is finally coming out.
After like 90 years.
Yeah. So it's been about a year and a half of delays now.
Yeah.
So
they even said in a recent interview that for about a year they haven't even touched it, edited it. It's been finished. We just haven't got it. So. Yeah.
So that's mostly just like movie contract things. Actors can only get paid based on what it sells, like in the movies, and so that's what that's all about.
Yeah.
If not, they probably would have put it on Disney Plus already, but they need to make their money.
Yeah.
Understandable. They're waiting for people to be able to go back into theaters safely. So I mean, it is what it is with that.
Yeah.
I'm still excited for the Black Widow movie. It's just now like a year and a half out, and after getting both WandaVision and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like this has a lot of hype, and I feel like it might be a letdown just because it's coming
so
after
late.
two such huge like
Yes.
shows that have been good.
Yeah, that's honestly what I'm scared of. I feel like, yes, even though the hype is still building, like the anticipation for everybody, I feel like it will be a letdown in a sense, just because of how Freddie said, yeah, we've already gotten two badass, shows. Loki's already next month, which will be before Black Widow, and I'm sure that's going to be badass as well. So, yeah, it might be hard for Black Widow to measure up to that bar.
Yeah, so after that, we get Loki, of course, and then we get Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in September. September 3rd to be exact.
I'm probably more excited for that than Spider-Man. I never thought I'd say that.
like this has the potential to really have that Black Panther feel.
Yes.
But for the Asian culture.
Yes.
Which is really good considering all the Asian stuff going on right now with the Stop Asian Hate.
Yeah.
Which I feel like it can bring a very good like social issue to the forefront. Like what Black Panther has done, and all those great actors who have really used their voice to kind of shine a light on the kind of stuff like the like killings of Black people and stuff like that.
Yes.
So with Shang-Chi though, like he has the potential to really set himself up as a major player moving forward. He can kind of fill that like Captain America role, the badass who kind of like puts hands on people like, all the time.
Yes, definitely. And going back to the diversity a bit, I'm really excited on how Marvel is expanding their, or widening that broad with Miss Marvel. I do believe in the comics she's like a Middle Eastern,
like Middle Eastern, like Pakistani.
Yeah, and she's already getting her TV show. Miss America Chavez, who's a Latina in the comics. I believe there's some talks to get her a show or a movie. Don't quote me, but. I mean, yeah. So Marvel definitely is trying to, diversify the MCU just like they've done the comics, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah. So we're really excited for Shang-Chi coming up, and then in November we're getting the Eternals. So this one has a huge role I feel to play for Phase 4.
Yes.
It kind of goes back to Thanos in the end of Phase 5.
Yeah.
Because it goes back down to the end of Phase 3, Phase 4, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Thanos he could show up in this movie.
I hope so. I haven't got enough of him.
Yeah, and the actor I think is Josh Brolin.
Yes.
He's played a very good Thanos.
Yeah.
He really showed Thanos as a character more than what we would get in the comics.
Yeah.
And
also with the Eternals, I like that like split second teaser we got in that Marvel video when they showed the whole slate, when it showed Angelina Jolie holding the sword.
Yeah.
Because at first I was a little bothered that they casted her just because I don't really like her as an actress. But just that one little millisecond they showed of her, I got goosebumps. So I'm definitely excited for that as well.
And so that is in the first week of November 5th. This is a more space movie kind of thing. It'll probably be kind of like a flashback movie.
Yeah.
So expect it to be more sci-fi-ish, and they have a huge cast of notable actors.
Big time.
Yeah. So I would just say be ready for this one. There are some former Game of Thrones actors in this one, like right here, Richard Madden. You have Kit Harington, the former Jon Snow. You have Angelina Jolie's in this one. Yeah. Salma Hayek is in this one.
Oh, I forgot about Salma Hayek.
Yeah, so
which I've never even thought I'd see in a superhero movie.
And then Kumail Nanjiani, who's one of the bigger like Indian actors nowadays. So
I like it. Doesn't he do more like comedy movies?
Yeah, he does a lot more like comedy and like rom-com, but he's now transitioning to Marvel. So
yeah,
like this could be his transition, sort of like how like Chris Pratt. Went from Parks and Rec to like Marvel.
He's still a witty character, but it still definitely showed a different side to him.
Yeah. And so that is in November. So we were very excited for that one as well. And then the big one in December to end the year, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yes.
There's a lot going on in this movie with former villains showing up.
Yeah.
And all the former Spider-Mans are saying like, oh, like, we're not coming back, and like, we're not doing it. But everyone knows, like, all right.
Well,
like,
Andrew Garfield did say, how did he say it in an interview? He's all like, they haven't approached me, but it's not impossible or something. I'm paraphrasing, but he basically kind of just teased us even more. And speaking of Spider-Man, the Venom movie wasn't on this slate, I guess, because it's not part of the MCU. But the trailer for that did release yesterday, and that
Absolute
does
Carnage.
come out. Not Absolute Carnage. Yeah, Let There Be Carnage. And that one comes out. I forgot what
September,
September or October, because that was when the first one came out. Was October of whatever year. So this one definitely, like I said, I'm a big Spidey fan. The Woody Harrelson, I think he's gonna play a perfect Cletus Cassidy. For those of y'all who don't know, the Cletus Cassidy host of Carnage, he's a psychotic like redneck dude in the comics, and yeah, he's just wild. And I think Woody Harrelson's gonna be able to bring that to life.
Oh yeah, and like this is just the MCU slate of stuff. There are a bunch of other things coming out this year.
Yes,
that have all been pushed back from previous years.
Yeah.
So
same thing with Morbius. Well, I don't know. I don't think we're getting Morbius this year, but
I'm pretty sure Morbius got pushed back to next year already.
Yeah, I think it's early next year. But again, that's gonna tie in with the Venom universe, Venomverse or Sonyverse, whatever they decide to call it once they establish it.
But yeah, so with Spider-Man being the last like big like go home movie for Marvel this year, like this will be the one I think people are most excited for because of the Spider-Man name in it.
Yeah,
he brings a lot of extra like fanfare into it.
Yeah,
and so with that and being like No Way Home, it's just like what does that mean? And like
not just that,
I feel like the character.
I feel like it's gonna tie up a bunch of loose ends still from like Endgame, kind of. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's everyone's gonna be excited for it. Also, too, DC doesn't have any movies coming out this year, right?
I don't think so. No.
I know they are talking about casting like a new Black Superman, which a lot of people are pissed about, and I kind of am too, because we could have still got our Cyborg movie, which was on the slate already when Snyder was in charge. We could get a Jon Stewart Green Lantern movie, or we could get a Martian Manhunter movie, but instead they want to go this route. But I mean, whichever route they choose, I'm gonna check it out anyway. So
yeah, and DC's kind of taking like a long time off here. They did have Wonder Woman during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. There were parts of the CGI that were really bad, like with Cheetah.
Yeah, CGI was okay, and not only that, it was kind of a drag.
Yeah. But so hopefully they can rebound from that movie. A lot of people really didn't like it that much.
Yeah.
But the Zack Snyder Justice League did pull a lot of people back in, and there's still talk of all that like on Twitter, like every day.
Yeah.
Like you see, like
still trying to restore the Snyder.
Yeah. You see just people like, oh, like retweet if you like the like Zack Snyderverse of the DC movies and let him like retell his thing.
Yeah.
And what I found interesting on that was that I found a tweet where it showed the first 4 issues that featured Superman, that featured Batman, that featured the Joker, and that had Wonder Woman, I think it was. And in the 4 movies, the first 4 comics was the solo Superman comic, Action Comics back in the day. The second one that featured Batman was a Batman versus Superman comic.
Yes.
The third one was a Suicide Squad movie that was a Suicide Squad comic that debuted the Joker.
Okay.
And the last one was the Justice League tie-in that brought in like
Cyborg and
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So they're saying, oh, he's trying to do what they did in the comics back in the day.
Yeah, I think he definitely was. That's why a lot of people want to restore that Snyderverse. And going back to the Suicide Squad a bit too, there's even a hashtag saying release the David Ayer cut, because a lot of his Joker scenes were cut off. Jared Leto's the one who plays Joker, but David Ayer was the director. And yeah, essentially, I guess since, like Freddie said, they were trying to stick to the comics, there was supposed to be a whole lot more Joker than what we got in that movie. So I don't think we're going to get the David Ayer cut, but there has been, there's already a movement on it for Twitter. And then we got the second Suicide Squad movie coming out, directed by James Gunn, the Guardians of the Galaxy director. That one I think is going to be more of a witty comedy, like Guardians. I'm still excited for, especially with John Cena.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited for John Cena. Yeah, man.
Like I feel he has such the like potential to make Peacemaker's like such a big character, because John Cena himself like is a huge character.
Yeah.
Even though like that's his real name, like the character John Cena like through wrestling, is so huge. Like everyone like you can walk down the street and do his thing, his like
and
everyone knows what it is.
Yeah.
Regardless of if they watch wrestling still or not.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what John Cena does with this character. If you can make it a like A-list character, kind of like what Robert Downey Jr. did with Iron Man. Because Iron Man wasn't a huge character like that before RDJ kind of like took it over.
Yeah.
So maybe John Cena does that for like Peacemaker. So
because I've never even heard of Peacemaker before. I don't think I have him in any of my DC comics. If I do have him in there, I just haven't read it, or I just look over him. So yeah, I've never heard of him before. So definitely, I think John Cena can, like you said, make him an A-list character.
So there's still a bunch of things in the comic universe, in the like entertainment aspect of things that we're still talking about here. So we're just excited for everything that's still coming and expect more videos like this as well. I feel like this is a solid setup to start with. I will add things to upgrade as we go here and there.
Yeah.
But like for this being what our second is a recording.
Yeah.
Well, like a live stream.
Live recording. Yeah.
I feel like it's going pretty well. I hope that y'all enjoyed as well.
I think so too. I think the background's way better than the first one, which is in my apartment where you saw my kitchen and cabinets. But
yes.
Yeah, I think this one definitely fits the vibe for our what we're trying to do here. And yeah, like you said, there's so much more stuff coming out this year. And since we got the whole month off before anything Marvel comes out, we will be covering the Bad Batch to make sure we don't have any more empty episodes like this.
Yeah, and in case anyone is wondering, this is the background for like my room. This is where I game right here. PS5, Switch right there, and just a bunch of posters of pop culture stuff. Like there's like anime with Naruto. There's a Black Panther poster. My Cactus Jack, little like neon light right there. Dual screen, Baby Yoda, Mandalorian poster, Dragon Ball Z, just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And the background kind of gives a good feel for the podcast.
Definitely.
A good little background to go with it. So with that, is there anything else left here to add, do you think?
I don't think so. I think we covered what we could for this week.
So. All right. And with that, this is the Blaze Reviews Boys. I'm your co-host, Freddie Inferno. Y'all know where to find me. Y'all are already here at Freddie Inferno on YouTube. And you'll find me at Freddie Inferno on every major platform. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all those good things.
And I am Doom Bandit. That is Doom Bandit 23 on Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit.
All right. And with that, for the live stream, we're out, boys. All right.
That was nice.
Yeah.